We have the latest on the chaotic confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh.
And a new advisor is coming to City College legend in City Times. How she plans to revolutionize the way our news gets to you.
And there are new rules that may be put on your social media apps coming up.
Plus, warmer temperatures are heading your way, San Diego. Stay tuned for weather.
Welcome to this semester's first edition of Newscene. I'm Marissa Gonzalez.
And I'm David Jones.
The Senate started confirmation hearings this week for the empty seat on the Supreme Court. Here's Alexandra Rangel with our lead story.
This week, President Trump had the opportunity to send another Supreme Court nominee to the Senate for confirmation. Oh, God. This week, the Senate grilled Judge Brett Kavanaugh for several days in D.C.
Continue to disrupt the courtroom. Kavanaugh pressed on one of the most important issues to the American people, abortion and the upholding of Roe v. Wade. But this time with new information. Hours before the hearings, confidential documents were made public. Among them, a 2003 email where Kavanaugh states he is not sure that all legal scholars refer to Roe v. Wade as the, quote, settled law of the land. His response, unclear. Kavanaugh's nomination to the Supreme Court continues to cause controversy. While he is expected to be confirmed, senators aren't making it easy. Democrats continue to push for the release of thousands of documents they claim are being withheld.
It's the rush. What are we trying to hide by not having the documents out front?
With Kavanaugh's presidential approval, his loyalty to Trump continues to be questioned as well.
Confirmed to the Supreme Court and as a sitting judge, I owe my loyalty to the Constitution.
Kavanaugh only needs 50 Senate votes to be confirmed.
Today, the hearings continued with testimonies from witnesses both for and against Kavanaugh. Witnesses testified on Kavanaugh's character and judged his past court decisions. The Senate hopes to have Kavanaugh confirmed by the start of October. We'll continue to keep you updated as the story continues.
Thanks, Alexandra. Meantime, dozens of protesters meet at federal court in downtown San Diego to ask for the resignation of a local Republican politician. Matthew Scherer has more on the story.
What protesters were chanting outside San Diego federal court this past Tuesday. Congressman Duncan Dwayne Hunter and his wife Margaret Hunter were indicted on dozens of criminal charges. The couple was accused of misusing more than $250,000 of campaign funds on personal expenses. His wife was his campaign manager before the allegations began. The suspicions began 2 years ago when the FEC began questioning the use of his campaign funds.
I think Duncan Hunter is a criminal just waiting to be convicted. The Department of Justice report confirmed, 47-page report confirmed that he violated campaign law for years.
This past Tuesday was their second court appearance. Now they have separate attorneys after Duncan blamed his wife for the misuse. They are scheduled for a third appearance on September 24th and will await trial on November 22nd. Since this hearing, Duncan and his wife have not given any statements. We will keep you updated on this story. Reporting for Newscene, this is Matthew Scherer.
Thank you, Matthew, for that report. Excerpts from a book calling President Trump an idiot and referring to him as unhinged were released this week. The book titled Fear by Bob Woodrow is causing waves in the White House as it recounts things top aides have told Woodrow. If that wasn't enough, the New York Times released a rare anonymous op-ed piece with similar accusations.
The failing New York Times has an anonymous editorial. Can you believe it? Anonymous, meaning gutless, a gutless editorial. We're doing a great job.
To reassure readers, as it says, quote, adults are in the room and they know what Trump is doing. The common theme among both the article and the book is that those within the White House are trying to shield for the better of the country.
New regulations may be put on social media apps we all use on a daily basis. This is following a congressional hearing leaders from Twitter and Facebook attended. The meeting discussed the company's solutions to avoid interference from foreign hackers. The plan is to work together with the government to prevent election fraud in the future.
President Trump has made several comments on Twitter highlighting his anger over NFL players' protests during the national anthem. Trump tweeted this week, "As far as the NFL is concerned, I find it hard to watch, and will always until they stand for the flag." Then Tuesday, Trump took things a step further during an interview, saying he thinks it's embarrassing for the country to allow protesters. He went to say a scream at the top of the lungs is an embarrassment. Thursday morning, in contrast, Trump took to Twitter to praise North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, thanking him for his unwavering trust and vowing he will get it done together.
1 week after Senator McCain's funeral, Governor Ducey has appointed a not-so-new senator to replace him. Arizona's Governor Doug Ducey appointed Jon Kyl to be the state's new senator following McCain's death 2 weeks ago. Governor Ducey says he hopes that Senator Kyl will remain in Senate seat past 2020. Senator Jon Kyl has responded, saying he will not run for re-election. Senator Jon Kyl originally served as an Arizona senator from 1995 to 2013 before passing it on to Senator John Cornyn.
And British prosecutors have brought charges against 2 Russian nationals in connection with the nerve agent attack March 4th. Russian double agent Sergei Skripal and his daughter were targets of an organized assassination attempt. The 2 suspects were identified by the Crown Prosecution Service as Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bushira. While the exact location of the 2 suspects are unknown, British officials say the men are not currently in Great Britain. Prosecutors from the Counter-Terrorism Division have considered the evidence and have concluded that there is now sufficient evidence to provide a realistic prospect of conviction. The 2 men are being charged with conspiracy to murder and 3 counts of attempted murder.
Passengers aboard Wednesday's flight from Dubai to New York were greeted by a host of emergency vehicles on the runway. According to Acting Health Commissioner of New York, over 100 passengers aboard Flight 203 reported flu-like symptoms. The CDC also reported that 11 passengers were treated at a New York hospital.
A South Carolina woman is charged with murdering her husband using eye drops. A recent autopsy for Stephen Clayton revealed the death could be linked with chemical compound commonly found in eye drops and nasal spray. Clayton was found on the stairs of his home. Lana, Stephen's wife, confessed to lacing the food with deadly poison that she fed him.
And Nike's newest campaign ad is causing stark debate across the nation. We'll have more on the controversy surrounding the iconic brand.
And from touchdowns to home runs, Juan Gomez has the latest in sports.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
The body of an El Cajon teen was found in Arizona. After missing for over a month, Kira Bergman's body was found around the Phoenix area. An investigation is underway, but no arrests have been made. The teen's ex-boyfriend, John Christopher Clark, was arrested for unrelated charges on a forgery and theft. However, it is not believed he has a connection to her disappearance. Anyone with information is asked to call Silent Witness or call 480-WITNESS. Callers can remain anonymous and be eligible for a $1,000 reward.
And a San Diego City worker is in the hospital after being shot in University Heights. The suspect shooter, Nathan Brojan, shot the worker moments after having a conversation about him fixing a pipe. According to the worker, Brojan said the worker sustained wounds in the chest and the arm, but is expected to make a full recovery. Brojan is expected to be in court for the shooting next week.
California middle and high school students may be getting more sleep. Last month, state lawmakers passed the school start time bill. It would require schools to have to start after 8:30. Governor Jerry Brown has until the end of the month to decide whether to sign the bill into law. Supporters of the bill believe that the time change would help teenagers with sleep deprivation and missing school. Those who disagree say that schools choose time based on needs.
Now, you may have noticed new charging stations in the Quad area. The Renewable Energy Club worked hard and advocated to install solar-powered charging stations for students. The administration approved and funded the project. Students now have a place to charge their phones with other devices. The club says they wanted students to have a hands-on experience with solar power and wanted to bring clean energy to the campus. The $2,000 charging station produces 60 watts worth of electricity.
Meantime, students at City College are accustomed to having a smoke-free campus, but as of May of this year, all campuses in California's community college system have banned smoking.
We want to be sure that our students can learn and grow and evolve in a wonderful environment and have a good experience when they're on our campuses. And in order to do that, we want to be sure that there's clean air and smoke-free air and environments where they feel comfortable and that they feel that they can learn well.
Recognizing that the EPA designates secondhand smoke as a carcinogen, the college's Board of Governors also encourages campuses to offer assistance to those wishing to quit smoking.
The Digital Journalism Department is bringing on a new advisor this semester. Nicole Vargas, a professor from SDSU, is now here at City College and will be overseeing the City Times, our newspaper at campus. We sat down with her and discussed her vision for the department.
Creating a sense of community for the student journalists and really helping them appreciate digital journalism with a digital first mindset where every piece of news gets the opportunity to get played on our website first. And the best of what we have will then be in a print publication that we'll be running on a monthly basis.
The Legend, Cities Magazine have both been long-standing publications on campus. Their new digital first issues will be available in the coming weeks on sdcitytimes.com.
Colin Kaepernick and Nike are causing a major debate after the company announced the free agent will be one of the faces of Nike's 30th anniversary of the Just Do It campaign. Newscene's Jeff Villegas gave us an inside look.
On Monday, Nike announced that Kaepernick is one of the athletes assisting to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the brand's iconic slogan. The ad is a black and white close-up of Kaepernick's face with the words, "Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything." This could also be taken as a reference to his lawsuit against the NFL for allegedly conspiring to keep the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback out of the league over his protest against police brutality. Though Kaepernick and other NFL players who have kneeled during the national anthem maintain that their protest is about police brutality and the deaths of unarmed black Americans, critics, including President Trump, still claim that Kaepernick is disrespecting the flag as well as our troops. Social media quickly lit up with some people destroying Nike apparel they've already purchased and posting videos online while others are mocking them for doing so. We asked a few people about their take on the matter, and opposing sides were definitive with their answers.
I understand where he was coming from and what he was trying to bring to people's attention, but for the face of a brand so sophisticated, well-known, I believe they should have picked and could have picked a better option than Kaepernick.
And there is a time and place for everything. You know, that he's a paid entertainer, okay? I have a lot of family that has served, lost their limbs, legs, even their life.
With the people who are like trying to burn Nike shoes, cutting the emblems and things like that, they've gotten so far away from what the real issue is. The issue is that he was saying something about the injustice that was being done on the African-American community where people were being shot and nothing was being done about it.
This debate has clearly drawn a line in the sand. I'm Jeff Villegas, reporting for Newscene.
Nike's stock is down approximately 3.2% since the announcement, and hashtag Nike boycott has been trending on Twitter.
And it's officially football season. Here's Juan Gomez with the latest in the sports world. Hey, Juan.
Thank you, guys. And finally, after months of waiting, the NFL is finally back, and we have all the highlights. The Eagles hosted the Falcons for the first game of the season. The kickoff was delayed due to heavy rain, but after the storm, the defending champions came out of the locker rooms to be received by a full stadium chanting, "Fly, Eagles, fly." With both teams having tons of weapons in their offensive, it seemed it was going to be a passing game. but both defense stepped up and weren't giving anything. At the second quarter, Matt Ryan to Julio Jones helped Bryant score this long field goal that you're about to see over the defending champions and made them have the lead 6-3 over at the halftime. As you can see, marvelous kick. Yet the Eagles were just getting started. Jay Ajayi scored the first touchdown of the season to give them the lead. Now moving on to the last quarter, the Falcons are trailing by 6 and it's 4th down with 1 second left. The Falcons still had an opportunity. Matt Ryan from the shotgun to Julio Jones for the tie, and he caught it but out of bounds, and that sealed the game in favor of the defending champions 18-12. What a way to start the season. After the game, quarterback Nick Foles had this to say about it.
It's a great honor tonight. I know this city and Philadelphia Eagle fans all around, and us as players, this is an exciting moment. But yes, it's really great to get a win in week 1, especially on this stage with everything going around. There's a lot going around the city today. It felt.
And now moving on to Major League Baseball, the Padres traveled to Cincinnati to face off the Reds. The triumph was outstanding with Mejia's twice home run beating the Reds 6-2. The season is almost over and the Padres are eliminated from the playoffs again. But the sensation of the last 2 weeks is one of the new Mexican prospect, Luis Urias, who has been an upside for the Padres squad. He signed with the Padres as a free agent in 2013 and finally got his chance this year and the first team and has impressed the fans. We hope seeing from him more next season. And moving on to the PGA playoffs, on Thursday, the first round of the BMW Championship teed off. It was quite an exciting one. Tiger Woods looked like old Tiger and gave us a show. At hole 16, he hit this wonderful approach just a couple of feet from the flag to later hit that putter to secure the eagle. After the first round, Tiger is tied with Rory McIlroy for the first place at 8 under par. Behind them, Xander Schauffele, that has been red hot the last 2 weekends, winning the last 2 championships. We'll see if Woods can maintain his good game for the final round this weekend. I'm sure many fans would like to see Tiger get another trophy, so certainly I'm rooting for him. And to wrap up sports, good news for USA. The US Open semifinals were played this week, and the Queen of Tennis, Miss Serena Williams, played 12 to 13 games, where she beat Sevastova with sets of 6-3 to 6-0. With the victory, Williams will have final against Naomi Osaka, the future of tennis. The player of only 20 years old explained that more than nervous, she feels happy and wants to play against Serena Williams. If Serena wins, it will be its 7th U.S. Open. The final will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And that should wrap up sports. Thank you guys. Back to Marisa and David at the desk.
Thanks, Juan. After the break, the Russian Space Agency says a hole found in the International Station may have been deliberate. More on their suspicions.
And more high-profile Hollywood stars passed this week. We'll tell you who in entertainment.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Welcome back. An air leak on the International Space Station may have been sabotage. The head of Russia's space agency says the hole detected last Thursday was caused by a drill. The hole was discovered in a Russian spacecraft docked at the ISS. The agency stated there were several attempts at drilling the hole by what appeared to be a technological error by a scientist. It is believed the drilling was done deliberately, either by someone here or in orbit.
And NASA is offering a $1 million prize for anyone who can turn carbon into sugar. There's just one catch. You have to be able to accomplish this process on Mars. A program manager at NASA's Centennial Challenges program says enabling sustained human life on another planet will require a great deal of resources, and we cannot possibly bring everything we will need. According to NASA, the ability to transform an existing and plentiful resource like carbon dioxide into a variety of useful products like sugar will have endless applications. One of NASA's end goals is the development of designer farms on Mars that will convert carbon dioxide and hydrogen into glucose.
A social media storm erupted last weekend over an actor's work, but it wasn't his skills as an actor that got everyone's attention. Jeffrey Owens was doing what he does every day at his job, bagging groceries at a Trader Joe's store. A fan posted a video of him online while working. Owens said that he was devastated by the attention this was getting. He got so much attention that he actually lost his Trader Joe's job, but has since signed on to a new project with Tyler Perry.
And speaking of Jeffrey Owens, another celebrity is helping him out in a big way. Celia Jimenez has more in entertainment. Celia?
Thank you, David. An LA-based rapper was arrested on Wednesday in Atlanta. Ty Dolla $ign is facing drug possession charges. Police smelled marijuana in downtown Atlanta and they searched the rapper's vehicle, finding pot and cocaine. There were 6 other people with him, but they all were released. Ty Dolla $ign, whose real name is Tyrone William Griffin, is charged with obstruction and drug possession. He got a $6,000 bond and will go to court later this month. And then a famous female rapper will give money to a former Cosby Show actor. Nicki Minaj says she's donating $25,000 to actor Jeffrey Owens. This comes after a photo of Owens working at a Trader Joe's went viral. Minaj calls Owens a legend and shared harsh words against the woman who took the picture. Owens played Elvin Tabito on The Cosby Show during the late 80s and the early 90s. He quit his jobs at Trader Joe's because all the fuss became a distraction. Owen adds he also received a lot of support and a job offer from producer-director Tyler Perry. And then an iconic actor whose career spans more than 50 years died on Thursday. Burt Reynolds died from cardiac arrest at Joby Medical Center in Florida. Reynolds was an A-list actor and a sex symbol in the 70s. He portrayed all types of roles, from a tough guy to heartthrob, performing stunts and comedy. Reynolds starred in such movies as Smokey and the Bandit, The Longest Yard, the Cannonball Run franchise, among others. Reynolds' career resurged in recent years as he appeared in different films and TV shows. He's featured in a Quentin Tarantino film called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The film will be released next year. And then a sudden about-face at the Oscars this week as board members overturned a new category. The popular film category was supposed to debut next February, but the Academy announced they are pulling the plug on that idea. They say they will examine it and seek additional input regarding the new Oscar category. Meantime, there are still unanswered questions about this new category, like what will make a movie eligible to win and whether or not a movie can be nominated for both popular film and Best Picture. And lastly, in a sad note, a rapper, Mac Miller, he passed away at the early age of 26. And this is all the information I have from entertainment. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Celia. For Plus, let us help you plan your weekend. We have your 8-day forecast coming up in weather.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
With all these cooler temperatures, it's starting to look a lot like fall. But what are these conditions? Are they going to stay? What can we expect, Colton?
Well, you're absolutely right, David. It does feel a lot like fall, but I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but these fall conditions aren't going to stay. As we look at our regional temperatures, you're going to see that we had a high of 77 degrees a day, which is about above average. We're usually about 73 degrees about this time. And as we move further into our inland, into our mountain areas, it gradually increases about 88 degrees in the inland and 93 in the mountains, then hitting triple digits as we get into the desert. So if you are planning a weekend getaway to the desert, I'd say bring lots of sunscreen and maybe a bottle of water or two. And this is not going to be the only hot day we have, San Diego. As we look forward to our 8-day forecast, it's going to continue to get warmer. What you can see here is you see a lot of cloud coverage on Friday and Saturday. What we're experiencing is a high pressure system coming from the north. And what that's going to do is that's going to start to dissipate the marine layer that you see in the morning that brings that kind of cloudy coverage. So high of 77 today, high of 83 on Saturday, and by Sunday all that cloud cover is going to be burned away. Perfect for football for NFL Sunday. And if this weather's starting to kind of give you the sweats a little bit, don't worry, we're going to get back into that fall weather as we start to journey back into Monday, 78 degrees, and slowly down through Wednesday and Thursday, and a little bit of a peak back on Friday. Now, like I had said, it is going to be a great weekend to get out there, maybe not the desert, but we do have the beaches, San Diego. As we look at our coastline, the weather is going to be magnificent. Look at that, weather temperature at 73 degrees, waves coming out of the south for about 2 to 3 feet, which I'm told is great if you're a surfer. Me personally, I like to keep myself on the sand because I can't surf to save my life. And also, guys, as another little cue for fall, we're going to be getting sunset tonight around 7:05 p.m. So we are getting more into fall, but San Diego doesn't seem to mind the warmer weather. Well, that is going to wrap me up here in weather. Back to you both at the desk.
Thanks, Colton. I'm going to be sitting right there in the sand with you just because water and I don't mix. An online petition is gaining lots of attention from dog lovers.
This after the El Cajon police refused to allow dog handler Jordan Walker to retain his partner Jester.
Fans of the cause have made Instagram pages devoted to Jester, encouraging the El Cajon Police Department to reunite the partners.
However, the El Cajon PD placed Jester in the care of a new handler.
The canine is responsible for finding over $2 million worth of drugs.
As of today, the Change.org petition to reunite the old partners has over 160,000 signatures. It's pretty crazy. Just going back to the Mac Miller thing, it's so crazy and sad. He was only 26, like Celia said, and he had a known substance abuse problem for a while, and I think it's pretty common knowledge that after he and Ariana Grande broke up, he had a really bad car crash, he got a DUI, and a lot of people are really concerned about it, and it's just really sad to see somebody just as creative and as talented as he was just leave us so early. It's super surreal.
Definitely, I agree, and the fact that he had a tour coming up, it just felt like in an album, I thought that he was, gonna go on an upswing.
And he was gonna be in San Diego in November at
I think
SDSU.
the 3rd,
so
right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's incredibly sad. But that's gonna wrap up this week's episode of Newscene. I'm Marissa Gonzalez.
And I'm David Jones. Please stick with us for all your
you